Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Food Scientist Podcast. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Amy Zajac, and I am here with Bryan Pierce.
Happy Halloween, everyone!
And international traveler, Danny Sussman.
Hola.
Bonjour.
Guten Tag.
Buenvenidos.
I'm out. Shalom.
So, today we're going to cover our food experiences and some food news of the week. We're going to get into some condiment-flavored chips.
Oh, yeah.
And more international Kit Kats.
Condiment-flavored chips saved us.
Oh,
Saved?
yeah.
We'll get
Saved
to
us because
Okay.
there's one big thing here that I did not list, which we'll save. Well, we'll talk about it shortly, and we're not saving it for the end, but...
Should we just talk about it now and just get it over with?
No, we have a structure here, Danny. We have a
Fine.
structure. We have to do food experiences and news first.
This was my experience.
Yes, this was an awful... Well,
Well, stay tuned. We had an awful...
it was awful
thing
for
happened to
host
us.
Amy, at least.
Everyone.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, earlier this week, Bryan and I were at a party that included a bonfire. And
I was not there. I was at sea.
You were international traveling.
Yes.
Oh, you were invited?
I was invited.
Oh.
I was like, sorry, I can't attend. I will be at sea.
There were random, small, theoretically hot peppers on the side of the bonfire.
Just sitting there.
Which technically, in a way, I supplied.
Sure.
Sure.
You gave
Yeah.
seeds to the host
I
of
gave,
the
I
party.
gave, I
not
gave,
the
Yeah,
seeds.
I gave seedlings, like the plants.
Yep, so these were just sitting there at the fire.
They
so
found
Amy's
them
like,
at the
"Hey,
edge of their
Bryan,
yard.
Eat them.
Well, I didn't start with that, hey, Bryan, eat them. But then I'm like, oh, yeah, let's record it for the podcast.
So we have a video debuting on Halloween in costume. So look forward to that.
With Bryan and two guests.
Yeah, they were not good.
The variety of reactions. Let's just say there's a variety of
If
reactions.
you like Bryan pained reactions, I got to see this.
I will
preview.
say...
If you like watching Bryan suffer, you will
I'm
love
going to
this
say
video.
I didn't suffer the most this time. It was kind of refreshing.
Yep.
That's because I always make sure you suffer the most.
So keep an eye out for that. As the host, I recorded it, so you don't see me on camera. But afterwards, I tried the peppers too, and I will just say I would have been more like Dave in my reactions, who's one of the guests on the show.
Who did not find them spicy at all, but different peppers had different levels of spice.
They did.
So
We will grant everybody that.
look for that at Halloween.
So moving on to other food experiences, Bryan.
Well, I had a controversial sandwich this week.
A controversial
Yeah.
sandwich.
Controversial?
Is that
Well-
is the taco sandwich controversy?
Well, maybe. It might be, because, we're nearing Halloween, and people have had Halloween candy around.
You had a candy sandwich?
Well, I made a peanut butter sandwich.
Okay.
I took a Reese's and put it between Kit Kats. That's a peanut butter sandwich, right?
And there's wafers in
Wait,
the
do you-
Kit Kat,
do
so
you
that's
use
like bread.
peanut butter as glue?
No, just the Reese's.
So it's just Kit Kat,
And Reese's.
Reese's,
Yeah, I mean,
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat is grain. It's like bread.
Wait,
It's got the wafer in there.
So wait, hold on. So you went Kit Kat, peanut butter cup, Kit Kat,
Yeah.
and then said, "Hey, everybody, look at my sandwich."
Well, I mean, people right away were like, I can't believe you're doing that. I'm like, it's a sandwich. Back off.
It'd be a great accompaniment to your sugar salad.
It would be. That would be perfect.
I mean, it's more of like a finger sandwich. Like it's more for formal tea.
Oh, I put my pinky up. Don't worry.
Did it
Okay.
melt in your hands?
Do you think that I let it sit there that
Do
long?
you think Bryan held it long enough for it to?
that
I'm
was
trying to
gone.
imagine getting, what is that, 4 full Kit Kats and 2 peanut butter cups
No,
in your
these were
mouth at
fun.
once?
This was a regular Reese's, but fun-sized Kit Kat.
Okay, that's better.
So it was like 2.
It's not better, but it makes more sense.
Yes.
No, it was quite good, actually.
I could believe that
Yeah.
being good. Did you check your blood sugar afterwards? Like how hard did you nap?
Oh, I didn't. I was at work, so I had to barrel through.
Okay. Did you just have another one every time you felt like you were going to crash?
That's how I get through my day.
Okay.
Danny, do you have something a little shocking to tell us?
I have a confession. I'm still not sure if that's really a sandwich, but I'll give it to you.
It was a peanut butter cup sandwiched
Grain and
between
peanut butter.
2 other candy bars.
I mean, I'm pretty liberal with my sandwich definition, I guess. I'm fine with calling that a sandwich, because I would eat it. I don't know if I would call it a sandwich, but I would eat it. Maybe, and I wouldn't do it open-faced. I think you were right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anyways,
absolutely.
I I did something I don't think I've ever done before.
All right, tell
I
us
was
about it.
faced with the super salad choice,
So you went with soup.
and I chose the salad.
What?
Right, I know.
Who
But,
chooses salad?
somebody who was given two horrible soup choices.
What kind of salad?
Was it garden salad?
It was just like a plain salad. I
Oh,
don't know,
garden
it was like
salad.
house salad.
How
with like
bad was that soup?
It was clam chowder.
Yum.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like a vegetable minestrone.
Yeah, that is better than salad.
I love minestrone.
There's no meat in the soup.
There's no meat in the salad.
But at least I had like a creamy Italian dressing to make it unhealthy.
Well, I do like creamy Italian.
I mean, I went with like,
Do you know how much salt is in soup? That's super unhealthy as well.
but overall, like, I don't know, like, I can't get, I don't really like tomato soup. I feel like minestrone.
You'd rather eat tomatoes in salad.
Yeah, I would. I would rather eat tomatoes in salad or in sauce, in basically anything but soup or juice.
Right in front of your salad.
In front of my salad. You know, believe me, I was shocked. But I was like, wow.
You know what?
This is what got me.
What was your main course?
It was pasta, but that doesn't even matter.
Well, you know what?
To me, it was...
You've been at sea.
Tomato sauce and pasta.
Yeah, I said I'm fine with tomato sauce.
Yeah, you've been at sea. Your judgment was probably clouded. Lack of sleep. I'm going to give you this one. I'm just going to let you have that.
I was just actually, I wasn't so much surprised by my salad choice. I was surprised by the lack of good soup option.
I think those are both great soups.
Clam chowder is disgusting.
Depends who makes it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
I don't
clam
like.
chowder.
I don't like too thick clam chowder.
No.
But a good creamy clam chowder.
No.
Or any fish chowder.
No.
All right. Well, in better news this week, the holiday Oreo came out. The peppermint bark. Now, we haven't been able to find it yet, but we will have that.
It's in stores. We'll
get it.
We have plenty of time. It's going to be here through the holidays. Couple more months. But
if I remember it correctly, it'll probably stick around well into the new year.
Oh, yeah, the clearance is a thing. Oh, and I forgot to say, this week, it's important because not only is it Halloween, but November 1st, Halloween clearance candy.
That's true.
Get ready with that.
It is one of two great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to have a candy sale like this again. It's actually, there's 3 great candy days.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to have another great candy sale until the day after Valentine's Day.
I remember being disappointed last year, though. Like, stuff was only 20-30%
Well,
off.
sometimes
It depends.
Sometimes they discount early.
They do, and different Target locations even will have different discounts based on location.
Yeah, I mean, they want to get as much money as they can for the candy. But this is when you start getting on the lookout for some of the good stuff. It's also your last chance to find some of my favorite things in fun size. Like, I love a frozen Charleston Chew.
I love Charleston Chews.
But fun size Charleston Chew is extremely, extremely hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
You're most likely to find the fun size at Halloween. But also there's a mixture that's Charleston Chew, Junior Mints, Dots, and something else.
None of those really do a lot for me. But, I'm glad they're out there for people.
But that's not even, that's at the level you have to dig, but you might not have another chance to even find fun-sized Charleston Chew.
Well, you always find random whatever also. You just never know. So go different places, see what you can find for clearance. But, I give it a week before we see those shelves of 90% off just candy corn, as far as I can see, because no one's buying it.
And I will say, this is prime time if you want to roast Peeps. Because the Halloween Peeps are all really nicely sized this year for roasting. They have small pumpkins, they have the ghosts, and then they have these green alien guys, like small, medium, large. Mm-hmm. The pumpkins are smaller than anything else you'll see in Peep. If you just want
Sounds like a good time to make s'mores.
Yeah, if you just want a roasted Peep garnish, this would be a good time to get that. If you're new to roasting Peeps, and it's weird to see their little faces melt in the strange colors, the ghosts are white. They look like regular marshmallows, but roast up like Peep. And then the green ones are just big heads, and then you can get a zombie face melting on fire. Visually great.
Quick side note, BuzzFeed had a really quick survey. Do you like candy corn, yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The answers I thought were, you sure the choices were yes, no, and hell no?
Well, what do you think the results were for that, though?
Was hell no an option?
No, it was just yes or
Okay.
no.
I'm thinking no probably won, but the people that like candy corn really like it.
Danny, what do you think?
I no had to.
It was split almost dead even. 51% said no, and 49% said yes. I was a little surprised by that.
But it's BuzzFeed. It's also people who go to BuzzFeed.
Sure.
I mean,
that includes Bryan.
I know it does. That's not.
I look for the food articles there. You never know what you're going to
It's
find.
not like the most reflective of the American public. But clearly somebody's eating candy corn because they're still making it.
But clearly they aren't, because you always see tons of it left over at the end of the season.
Yeah, they're not eating
Why is
that
there
much
so
candy corn.
Yeah. But speaking of Oreos, we do have some Oreo news that we actually found out about. There are rumors. I guess file this under rumor. That says confirmed, but we have Oreos coming out in 2019 that we want to give you a sneak preview of. Now, the first one I've been hearing about a lot that is slated to come out is the carrot cake Oreo. I don't remember if we mentioned that here or not.
I think we've mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm not really excited for that one.
I'm looking forward to it. Not that I think I'm going to love it, but just to see what they do with it.
I was just talking to someone recently. They were asking about Oreos and do they change up in the special flavors? Do they change up the cookie? Mm-hmm. This one's really going to depend on the cookie because I'm assuming that the filling is cream cheese frosting.
Do you think there might be?
But it might not be.
If
it might
it's
be
not,
carroty.
Then
I'm afraid there might be just little flecks of raisins.
Or maybe
in it as
it's
well.
the split filling like they did with the cherry cola with carrot.
Whatever
and
it is,
cheese.
this is a danger zone.
Yeah, it
could go either way.
This picture is super tiny, and things I'm sure are subject to change. But this looks like it's just one solid filling.
Yeah, I think if you spiced the cookie right and had a cream cheese, it could be a sleeper.
Yeah. There are two Oreo Thins. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's an Oreo Thins Bites. So remember the tiny thins in white fudge dipped.
Right.
Which could be interesting.
That could be good.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get them right now fudge dipped in just fudge.
Yeah, but these are the Thins
white chocolate
minis. And just the Thins, Amy, get ready because there's latte coming.
I know. But that's better than something else we've had recently.
Oh, yes. So I can't wait to talk about that. But also, new Oreos subject to come are fudge Oreos. So, like, the filling is fudge.
I think it's in dark chocolate and fudge both.
There is a dark chocolate, and there is a fudge, and then buttered popcorn.
Yeah,
that one, I don't know. We'll see.
That has me.
Have some sort of popcorn. You think?
They had kettle corn.
Kettle corn. That's
that
right.
Danny thought tasted like dirt.
Yeah, they still have
grass or
grass, whatever.
That's why they still have some of those soy nut things laying around that they gotta unload.
Ooh. And then the most interesting one, I think, is Oreo the most stuff.
Right.
Yes.
More filling than the mega.
Yeah. Now this picture, it looks like it's just like a good couple inches of cream, but I doubt it's going to be that much. But yeah, that one, the cream doesn't really do that much for me where I need more of it.
You had the double mega, so I can't imagine.
Like, that was more than enough. So, I don't know, but there are people that love the cream.
Hey, you know what? That means we could revisit we did the episode where we had all 7 quantities of cream and cookie. Now
the
there's
ratio,
an 8th, yeah.
And we can take 2 Mo stuff and sandwich them together and see how much.
I don't even know how you could eat that.
Well, if you could eat a peanut butter cup between 2 Kit Kats, I bet you could eat that.
I think a double Mo stuff is going to be thicker than the peanut butter cup sandwich.
I think that you're giving the picture too much credit for most stuff.
I think, So these are the Oreos that are slated to come out in 2019, so look forward to us talking about them at some point, I'm sure, because Oreos, we are usually on that.
All right, and I have, in a future episode, I have some foreign knockoff Oreos.
Ooh,
I can't wait to bring those in for you. So that'll get interesting.
See, those all sound so much better than with what one of our former friends...
former friend of the podcast, Justin.
This is what happens when we say we'll take snacks from listeners.
And we still will. We will.
We've got some great stuff. We've got some great stuff from listeners. But then we have somebody send us wasabi and hot chicken wing Oreos.
Which
from China.
Until today were probably the worst things I had on the podcast.
And then the person who sent you that says, wow, that was really fun torturing them. I wonder if I could find something worse.
Yeah, so Justin... who claims to enjoy us. I'm not sure anymore, but he sent us durian candy.
And if you don't know, durian fruit is known for its
pungency.
Yes.
Nauseating smell and taste.
It is known as the smelliest fruit in the world. It's found in a lot of places in Thailand and Singapore.
And I just wonder how desperate for food you must be to have eaten this in the first place.
Well, there are people that like it,
There's people that like it.
Yeah.
Know.
But
don't just stomp on other cultures because they like different things.
And that's the culture. Because not everybody in those cultures likes them.
Well, sure. But...
No, they don't. That is true because there are signs up on the public transportation in parts of Thailand that say no smoking, no eating and drinking, no flammable goods, and no durians. Those are the 4 things that they will not allow. Mm-hmm. There's a sign with the X through those things, and durians is one of them. So, yeah, the Amazon reviews for this product were very interesting. They said they're great to hand out to other people.
According to Wikipedia, the smell evokes reactions from deep appreciation to intense disgust.
Well, I think
that kind of goes up. The smell of
has
meat,
been
too.
described variously as rotten onions, turpentine, and raw sewage.
Garlic is definitely one of the things too. The Amazon review said garlic vomit sweetness.
You know what's weird to me is like when certain things taste different to different people, like cilantro. Mm-hmm. There's the people who believe cilantro tastes like soap.
Well, it does to them. They have a different gene for it.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think durian must have something that's like that.
Well, probably.
Yeah, but you better believe we did take a video of us trying these, and I have to say, Amy, you had the biggest reaction I've ever seen.
I am so glad I'm the host because I was able to spit this out and say I'm not eating this.
She almost threw up.
I'm like, they're trying to force me to like that. You don't want me to throw up.
To give you an idea, to make it better, I gave her a mayonnaise flavored potato
that
chip.
Helps so much. And to give you an even bigger idea, to those that know me, I would rather drink a pot of coffee.
A full pot? Pot. Wow, okay.
Wow. I mean, but you have as much as you hate
coffee. I would rather eat the wasabi Oreos with the coffee.
than the durian candy.
But I've seen you choose coffee.
Well, it's on purpose to try and keep myself from drinking too much.
Right.
When it's alcohol.
And then I had to give, it was White Russians, 2 for $1. I had to give away my second because I could not. I just could not.
But this is a hard candy that we had here that, it's not like you can eat it and be done with it. It, stays in your mouth.
And the more it lasted in my mouth, the more like sewage and vomit it tasted.
So I had the least bad reaction to it.
However, you kept begging me, can I be done with this now?
Yeah, I didn't say I loved it.
Yeah, they said they were going to finish theirs. In the video, that's what they said.
They're gone.
They're finished.
We are finished.
We are finished with
them. Now, to their credit, they kept them in their mouths probably 3 times longer than I did.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was a sweet kind of... very garlicky.
There's a hint of sweet, but it does not compensate.
We do not need to worry about vampires this week or
it had a little undertone of rot.
And went from rotten melon to rotten sewage taste.
I got mostly garlic. And I like garlic, and that was enough to overpower some of the disgusting undertones.
It tasted like athlete's foot to me, I'm sure. Not that I know what that
I was like, how many athletes?
I was like, wow.
Foot-infested feet have you
But when you think
licked?
about what that might smell like and what it might taste like, that's what I have in my mouth.
What it got me thinking of just now when you said that was, wow, Bean Boozled has really taken a turn. Because when you first said that you had something for us, and you're in a video, I was like, oh no, there's new Bean Boozled. I'm going to get Bean Boozled.
As soon as that comes out, though, because they're going to make a new one.
Yep.
The airplane.
But since we mentioned them while discussing the disgusting durian candy, we've tried 3 different condiment chips. One was the Mayo chips.
Yeah, for the first time, they cleansed the palate.
Yes.
Yes.
We also had Korean BBQ kettle chips. I think that's kettle. And since host loves Doritos in general, but has been badly influenced by Danny, I picked up ranch dipped hot wing flavored.
Right. This is actually outside
Doritos.
of the realm of what I would normally taste.
Right.
I keep my thing focused on meat flavored potato chips.
I know.
Because otherwise you get into meat flavored corn chips and
do you know what you've reduced me to? When I have to go into the little supermart even, as part of a gas station, not even grocery shopping, I see a row of chips, I have to read them all and find
I do the same thing.
worst.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
For the people.
I have changed.
For the people, not
I have
for,
changed
not
you
for-
both.
And same with the grocery stores.
yeah.
I'm like, why am I
Isn't it
looking
great?
at this stuff?
I know I do that. Well, so when I travel,
Yeah, you came back with like a whole like trunk full of snacks.
yeah. So, but when I travel, maybe I've talked about this in the podcast before. One of the things I love to do is there's two places I'll go. I learned from my dad. I learned always go to the post office because that's like a pseudo-government service in every country. So you get a good feel for what the government is like there by checking out their post office. And then I like going to the supermarket or like a food shop to see what people eat and snack on and what's life really like for people. Because I think when you travel, you should live like a local, and when you're home, you should live like a tourist.
You go to the post office?
I go to the post office.
So I got stuck on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I go to the post office.
I can't imagine anyone being like, I'm going to go to the United States. Let me check out the post office.
Well, like
I can see.
Well, I try to mail postcards home, and
okay, all right.
I'll mail postcards to myself so I remember where I've been.
And you can get mail.
I love getting mail. So, like, send me mail. Oh my god, I check my mailbox at work every day. I've been there for 2 years. I've gotten mail 3 times. So I like going to the grocery stores, but I always go down the chip aisle and the cookie aisle looking for it. And now for you, Brian, I try to hit the snack cakes too.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to say something disgusting.
No.
And trying to say it was for me.
No, but I always go and look to see what's there.
Yeah.
So that was on one of this. I found these mayonnaise flavored potato chips. I'm not sure.
Which I hate. Mayonnaise, I don't like condiments, but mayonnaise is probably at the bottom of the list for condiments for me.
These are a product of Colombia.
It was a great palate cleanser after the durian candy.
It did help temper that horrible rotting taste in my mouth.
It does taste like mayonnaise.
Yeah, it tastes like zombies. That's what durian tastes like.
Oh, I was like the Mayo chips. What?
Yeah, this definitely tastes like. So this is from Colombia. I was not in Colombia. I was in the Caribbean, down by Venezuela, like the southern Caribbean. But these mayonnaise chips, they really tasted like. I was not sure what to think of them.
They didn't have as harsh of a flavor, I didn't think. They tasted like mayonnaise, but it wasn't a biting taste.
No, it was...
Mayonnaise usually isn't.
It reminded me of, like, the rest of the world. Good mayonnaise is not bland glop.
That's why I prefer the other one, the tangy one.
The Miracle Whip?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
that's what I think of when I think of mayonnaise.
But, like, it reminded me why the rest of the world dips their french fries in mayonnaise.
Yeah, I was going to say I know people that dip their fries in chips and mayonnaise.
I have at home from one of my European trips, if we want this on a future podcast, I have gin mayo.
That's interesting.
And I have some truffle mayo.
I feel like my breath still smells like durian.
My mouth still tastes like the mayonnaise.
And I've had Halls.
Yeah, these had a very strong aftertaste for me. Eating them, it was fine. I wouldn't want to eat them, but
they weren't
bad. So I finished them, no problem.
I didn't love them, didn't hate them. They're there.
I recognized their existence.
Yeah, I could see them being successful here. Or any place where they dip French fries in mayo, I could see them being successful.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be a success. Maybe a limited time they'd be all right.
Then we had the Kettle brand. These you can get in the United States.
The Korean
BBQ.
I liked these.
Yeah, I mean, we've had different barbecue chips, and these were fine. They weren't anything, special, nothing extraordinary.
I didn't love the smell, but the bag first opened, I took a whiff.
But these were the best of the chips we had today.
They're really like a sweet barbecue.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. And then the Jacked Ranch Dip Hot Wings. I got this even not expecting to like it myself because, as I keep saying, I don't like powdered ranch flavored stuff on my chips of any kind. But I thought maybe the hot wing, but no. I mean, they're not horrible. At least not
guess they were.
No, the Jacked is the right adjective.
They kind of grew on me a little.
Yeah.
I ended up eating 3 of them.
I had one, and that was way more than enough. These are like bright red. These are like flames.
Okay.
But they're not that hot.
They were kind of hot.
They were disgusting. One, I don't really like Doritos. The only time I really tolerate Doritos is in Munchies. They add a nice mix to Munchies. I don't see how anyone could sit and eat a bag of Doritos.
And I sell munchies on the top shelf.
I know.
Yeah.
See, I'm
They're
looking at
way up.
stupid snack shelves in gas stations and sending these guys pictures of them.
I love Doritos, and there are times I don't like the flavor that much, but the Dorito itself saves it. No, I could not eat
The
these.
more I ate them, the
couldn't.
better they got, but I still would not buy them again.
You had them in your hand, and you're like, why am I eating this, though? That you did say.
I did. I'm like, why am I still eating this? But then I finished it, too.
Yeah, the only Dorito I've really ever enjoyed is the Doritos Roulette, which made a brief appearance in the U.S. I'll try to get some if I can for us at some point. But overall, I'm not a big Doritos fan. And, like, sometimes when you have something that has a weird flavor, like these do, this was a weird flavor. Because this didn't taste like buffalo. This tasted like artificial hot.
Artificial hot, artificial ranch.
The ranch flavor was too overpowering for me, even with the bright red
Although
powder.
technically, I will say, now reading this bag more closely, it does say ranch-dipped hot wings, not ranch-dipped buffalo wings. Because I was hoping for a buffalo flavor.
Yeah, no, it was
like
not buffalo.
ranch and hot sauce flavor to me.
But not even hot sauce. It was just hot. Like, when you get something that's just hot for the sake of hot with no underlying flavor.
I know it tasted kind of...
the underlying flavor was Dorito, and that's where I was hoping the underlying...
I didn't even get a lot of that.
You had to dig for it, because I was like, there's got to be something beyond this
I didn't even get the
But unlike the
corn
Pringles,
taste.
the powder is evenly coated on these.
It really was. I would have to say
But not for the better.
The only saving grace with these was that they weren't Durian candy.
Yeah.
So would we...
These would be far and away the worst thing we had today, if not for the durian candy.
Are we going to play our game with these?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about Kit Kats, more international Kit Kats.
Yes.
We'll play it with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's move on to the Kit Kat.
Yeah. So the New York Times must be listening to the podcast.
I think they are, yeah.
Because we have thus far on the podcast had like a dozen different flavors of Japanese Kit Kats. So this past week, the New York Times magazine, it's like they're kind of like in their Sunday insert, I think, had a big story about how in Japan they have many flavors of Kit Kats, which our longtime listeners know. But they went
just
to
recently we had a number that a listener
Right, we had 6 from a listener, and then we found them here a few times, and so I was able to negotiate a deal and get us some more.
So
another friend of the podcast.
No, same friend of the podcast. So yeah,
not Justin.
Not Justin. This is an actual friend.
It's complicated with him now.
Yeah, Justin, the friend who got us all of our Japanese snacks.
Yes.
This friend likes us.
Yeah. Had sent us all of... What's that? Karen. So Karen had sent us all of the Japanese snacks. And had sent us weird flavored Kit Kats, I would say.
Unique, I might, yeah.
Unusual.
Yeah.
Ones that might be an acquired
Ones that we
taste.
don't find, yeah.
And then for herself, she bought, I would say, some of the safer flavors. And
Which
then,
makes sense if you're going to buy them for yourself.
And so, and then she said, gosh, now having heard your reviews of all of the weird flavors, I wish I had gotten some of those for myself. I got all safe flavors. So I was like, hey, want to make a trade?
Hey.
I'll send you some of the ones you sent me back.
Gladly, in some cases.
I'm a better negotiator than that, Brian. Sometimes those things stay inside your head. If you'll send me some of your safe flavors.
Yeah, so we got a lot. And we got a lot. We're breaking them up into 2 episodes at least. So, we have a few today here that we're going to be talking about today. It's a purple sweet potato Kit Kat, a rum raisin Kit Kat, and a strawberry ice cream Kit Kat, which we froze. We were instructed by Karen to freeze them.
And this one is actually a revisit. If you go back to the episode where we had the cookies and cream and the dark chocolate, we had one that we called strawberry cheesecake. But these are the same ones. But we're going to go with Karen's translation of ice cream and her recommendation of freezing. This also has me wondering if we should be freezing the cookies and cream ones.
Or we should probably be freezing all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said before, I don't like frozen Snickers because it gets too hard. Kit Kats are not going to get too hard
No.
if you freeze them, but it can change the texture and the...
Just like cream eggs. Cream eggs are totally different.
Oh, yes. Cream eggs
They
are so
definitely
much
are.
better frozen.
Yeah, you're welcome. Another lesson from Danny, making Amy's life better. Or
Yeah.
at least changing it. Maybe not necessarily
Yeah,
better.
like wandering the store's shelves for weird flavored chips. I don't know if it's making
That's
things
probably
better.
not. It's probably not an improvement.
I have a quick side note here before we talk about the Kit Kats. We did have people tell us who went to Vegas that they listened to our Vegas episode and took our advice, and it helped their trip. So we do public service around here.
I mean,
So make sure if you haven't heard all of our episodes, make sure you look back and see what we've done in the past.
we don't do this for us. We do this for you.
We suffer for you as well at times. But anyway.
Mostly for
I
Justin.
don't think I suffered in Vegas, so.
No, the durian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suffered. You almost threw up.
I suffered from durian and coffee flavored things.
I mean, realistically, you sit down with the two of us once a week. That's suffering.
Yeah.
A lot of people would think that.
That's not for the weak.
No.
So on to more pleasant
All
things.
right, so purple sweet potato. Someone educate me. What's the difference between a sweet potato and a purple sweet potato?
The color.
That's it. Okay, that's what I suspected. I didn't know.
Maybe there's another one, but
I mean,
Amy and I are on the
It's
same page.
obviously technically a different species, but it's potato.
All right,
Because you can get the purple sweet potato chips, too.
sweet potato. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, purple sweet potato.
I like this one once I got into the second bite.
This one, I had no idea what to expect. I was thinking of like sweet potato fries. I thought maybe it would have that. I was not prepared for these. I liked them.
I liked them too.
Yeah.
They came around to tasting like red bean candy.
They sure. They didn't taste as much like a yam as I thought they would taste like. But
Which
I
is
like them.
technically different than a sweet
I know,
potato.
but sometimes like that. That's the flavor that I think of when I think
I'm
of sweet
educating our
potato.
listeners.
Yeah, but yeah, that's where my mind went. I was like,
Be
this is gonna
careful,
taste-
Amy, when you educate. Sometimes they just end up roaming the chip aisle.
Yeah, I liked them too. I love sweet potatoes in general. I didn't expect, knowing that Japanese Kit Kats tend to do this pretty well, I didn't expect it just to taste like potato.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because the difference between the Japanese wasabi Kit Kat and the Chinese wasabi Oreo, huge difference
Yes.
there. The Kit Kat was much better. So kind of the same thing here. This purple sweet potato sounds like it wouldn't be good, but it actually
It was good.
It
It
was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the things I learned from the New York Times article is these little... So when we've been sampling, they're little snack-sized Kit Kats.
They're tinier than our fun size.
Yeah, they're smaller than our fun size. But this is the most popular size in Japan, where you just get a bag of these smaller than fun size. You get 2 bars.
Right,
But
you still get
they're-
the left side and the right side.
Right. But they're like maybe 1.5 inches long. They're smaller than the fun
It
size.
makes sense because they don't have a lot of sugar. They don't have the huge sugar intake that we have here.
Right. And, some of the flavors are kind of exotic where you just get enough of it and you're like, wow, that was cool. You might go back for that later. Whereas you're not going to want to sit down and have a whole giant candy bar of this. I think, this size is right for the flavors.
I like the size.
Yeah, I like
Kit
this
Kats.
size too.
Even,
It's just
even for,
enough. It's just like a couple
regular
bites.
chocolate Kit Kats, I think I'd like this size.
So let's move on to the next one.
Rum Raisin.
Rum Raisin.
It's a flavor I usually like, and I did this time too.
A little boozy
I
undertone.
like Rum Raisin a lot, these Kit Kats.
I like rum. Raisins can be okay. I don't really like the rum raisin combo though. The 1-2 punch knocks me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had the Rum Raisin Blizzard down in the Caribbean, and that was... I do like Rum Raisin.
Rum Raisin ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, because really Rum Raisin is about rehydrating raisins into grapes
rum.
using rum instead of water.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's more the rum flavor that I don't like.
Huh.
In
These...
snacks.
I didn't get that much raisin in
No.
this.
No,
I
I
got-
didn't either. No, absolutely.
I got
There's
not.
like a hint of a rum raisin.
Yeah.
I got a
flavor.
hint of I got the hint of rum. It certainly wasn't as...
I got a lot more rum than.
It wasn't as boozy as the sake one was.
Oh gosh,
No, that was just like drinking a glass of wine.
The sake one, you could whiff it and be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, these definitely had a strong taste to them, I thought, but yeah, it didn't do much for me.
And then
I could eat those all day long.
the rum raisins.
Yeah.
I could eat all of them. I mean,
well, yeah,
let's
they're all
face
good.
with the exception of like these jacked chips and the durian, I could eat anything on this podcast all day long.
And then the strawberry ice cream, which
Frozen.
we tried frozen. Yeah, this is good. This really supports what you said about the size being right, because these are sweet.
Yeah, they're
so
very
like
sweet.
a full size would be a little too much sweetness at once.
I do think the frozen brought that out in a good way. It changed it.
I mean, the regular ones did too, but it enhanced it.
Yeah, the texture of it from freezing, great tip, Karen, to freeze that. I definitely want to go back and freeze some others. Probably not the sake.
Hey, Karen, if you're listening, will you please contact Justin and let him know how to give us snacks?
Yeah, this is way better.
Much
this
better
is-
experience.
And all of our listeners are like, no, we like watching you suffer in your videos.
Regardless.
We will still suffer for you.
We will, absolutely.
If you have ideas on how to make us suffer, tweet at us or message us through our Facebook page. We will. Assuming we can get our hands on whatever item.
We will absolutely take any
Right.
suggestions and or free stuff.
Right. Go to foodscientists.net. There's an email link there. foodscientistspodcast@gmail.com. If you're one of those people that still uses email, that works. We will answer and tell you where to send us snacks that we'll then eat on the podcast.
Maybe even make a video.
Probably.
So anyway, back to the Kit Kats.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to game this.
We were.
Oh, yes, FMK. Frolic with, marry, or kill.
It's a tough choice when they're all good.
I think for me it's a pretty easy choice. So I'll go first here. I would definitely marry the strawberry ice cream because that's the one that I find the most common ground with. It's the most familiar. It's the one I can see myself spending some time with and some good quality time. The purple sweet potato I would really want to frolic with. It's one of those things where it might not seem like it's right, but it feels good. You know? So we would be frolicking. And then the rum raisin I would just have to kill because I don't
Somebody
really have
has to
time.
die.
No, and this one is not even like, you know, I'd go to the funeral, but it would just be more to make an appearance. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't be sad.
Is that
I
a
wouldn't
thing?
I wouldn't be sad about
Is that
it.
a thing? Can you just make an appearance
That's
at
why
a
they have
funeral?
viewings versus...
I mean, you can go and be sad, or you can just go because, like, oh, people expect me to go.
So you would go, but you wouldn't be sad.
I
at
wouldn't
the funeral.
mourn. I would not mourn. Yeah.
Would you go to the basement and have bars and coffee
Oh,
afterwards?
absolutely, because free bars and free coffee.
Okay.
Even if they're lemon bars.
Well, you know what? It would be like a rum raisin Kit Kat to have lemon bars at a funeral.
Ooh.
Boom! Take that, rum raisin Kit Kats. I guess I didn't like these. I dislike these more than I thought, I guess.
I guess so.
But that's my answer. Someone else go.
I will marry the purple sweet potato.
Ooh.
We got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then once we got to know each other a little bit, I was really surprised in a pleasant way. And I think that, you know, that could keep going, and over time I would come to love it more. Strawberry ice cream, I loved immediately, but I think, like you said, it came on super strong, and I think that, like, after a while, you kind of get sick of that. Like, you know, like, crazy is fun for a short term, but not for, like, a long term sort of deal. That. And by default, rum raisin. I would be sad, rum raisin. You shouldn't have to die.
We'll carpool.
It's just that the other two were better.
Oh.
But it's not you. It was me. And I wish you didn't have to die, but someone has to go.
Hey, Dan,
I'm sorry.
After the funeral, do you want to get some bars and coffee in the basement?
Sure.
Okay.
I'd love to. Don't surprise me.
I'm going to go in a different order, but I'm going to frolic with the strawberry ice cream for the same reasons you are.
Because you like a little crazy?
A little crazy, but short
But, like,
term.
after a while, it's like, you don't have to, like, knock on my door all the time.
Exactly.
Like, whoa, like, why are you wearing a mask that looks like me?
But now I'm going to really show my hostiness, and I'm going to marry rum raisin.
Of course
Yeah,
you
of
will.
course you would.
And I really like the sweet potato too, but somebody's got to die.
Oh.
Are you gonna mourn, or are you just gonna make an appearance at the
Well, I'm
funeral?
going to mourn too because I liked it, but
Okay.
you know, I will always eat bars and
Okay.
Yeah.
booze. I don't know what you're having with your bars.
It's coffee.
I will not eat
Who's
the coffee.
dying? Next
Serving
time someone in your family dies, I want to go. for the free
Alcohol
drinks.
not part of your gatherings?
I mean, usually I think of a funeral being like in a church, and they usually aren't like, hey, cocktails!
Right, I mean...
Like, maybe they'd have
But
communion,
there's a
I don't know.
gathering afterwards at people's houses. Or one
Yeah,
person's
but they
house.
don't usually, like, have, like, a hollowed-out
There's not an
pineapple
open
and rum.
bar.
Yeah.
Well, they do if they have, like, 20 tiki mugs, Danny.
Are you, like, wait a
$70
second.
mugs.
Are you preparing my funeral?
Now I am.
Brian?
I'll
save
mourn.
me.
I'll
Oh,
mourn.
no!
And I'll make an appearance. And on that note of death,
Yes.
which is appropriate for Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
And look for our
That trick or
videos.
treat. They were all treats except for
Except
the
for the
durian.
durian and the Doritos.
That was quite the, not even a trick. But follow us on social media. Give us ratings. We'd like to feel good about ourselves. But give us honest ratings even if you don't want to.
Yeah, and
Find us on YouTube. Make sure you watch our videos that
send
will
us
come out this
snacks.
week. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.